It's a Friday edition of Morning News on Newday. I am Aisha Yakubu. Coming up, Interior Minister denies that vehicles used by masked men during the Ayawaso West Wogon by-election belong to the police service. IGP David Asante-Apietu warns the leadership of political parties the police will no longer tolerate political violence. Also, MP for Asin Central Kennedy Ejepong, found guilty of contempt of parliament, asked to go and say no more. In business, Chief Executive Officer of Consumer Protection Agency describes as unreasonable the high import duty on second-hand vehicles. And on the international front, Kashmir car bomb kills 44. India demands Pakistan acts against militants. To our very first story, the Inspector General of Police, David Asante-Apietu, has warned the leadership of political parties the police will no longer tolerate political violence. He was addressing the media in Accra.
The recent violence during the Ayawaso West Wogon by-election appeared to have exposed the weaknesses of the security services in dealing with the violent groups and crimes. The Inspector General of Police, David Asante-Apietu, traced the history of vigilantism in the country and blamed political parties for its surge.
The problem of vigilantism has two faces: politics and security. Let those within the political arena be held responsible for that. Violence and political treachery is an unfortunate introduction in our democratic space. This cannot and should not be allowed to be our definition of democracy.
He appealed to political parties to help eradicate the menace in order to secure the future of the country.
We want to appeal to all political parties to immediately denounce their own vigilante groups, to create the necessary awareness that will embolden the police. Furthermore, if any political party intends to create new vigilante groups, we appeal for a reversal of such intention.
The Inspector General of Police, during questions time, enumerated some efforts by the police in dealing with the issue in the past, but declined to comment on why they are unable to go hard on the vigilantes.
The police are poised to arrest and profile any group of people claiming to be vigilante groups, irrespective of their political affiliation. The entire police administration is worried about the ease with which we politicize criminality to win the sympathies of political party supporters. Violence that breaches the peace, causes harm to innocent citizens, and sometimes death in the name of politics will no longer be tolerated in our security setting. We are declaring zero tolerance against political violence and vigilantism.
David Asante-Apietu would not comment on the Ayawaso West Wogon by-election violence.
I will ask that we defer it in the meantime because of the Commission's work, which is ongoing, so that we don't preempt anything. But we know that an incident occurred which the President has set up a commission of inquiry chaired by the Honorable Emil Short.
The IGP, however, conceded vigilantism is illegal and called for all hands on deck to deal with it.
Vigilante groups are illegal. There are only two groups of security recognized in the country: the state security and the private security industry. The terror unleashed by some vigilante groups has been experienced in all our elections from the inception of Fourth Republic. The collective condemnation has given police some impetus to begin to think afresh, knowing that the public will stand with the police in enforcing the law without fear or favor. Policing by consent is a strong and principal policing principle. And we do believe that when the axe falls without consideration of which political party a person belongs to, the people of Ghana will stand with us.
The police is not investigating the CEO of gold dealership firm Men's Gold, Nana Appiah Mensah, popularly referred to as Nam1. He told the media the investigations were being conducted by the Economic and Organized Crime Office, EOCO.
On Nam1's case, as you may be aware, it is EOCO who is investigating the Nam1 case. We consulted the CID when it came to the repatriation of Nam1 into Ghana. We have to use the Interpol channels. So if you saw it in the newspapers, there was a release signed by the public affairs officer of EOCO and that of the police. So this is where we come in as far as Nam1 is concerned.
Now, the Criminal Investigations Department of the Police Service recorded 23 kidnapped cases last year. There were 28 cases of abduction and 7 cases of missing persons. 6 reported incidents were, however, false alarm. A report by Peter Kwawadato.
Kidnapping cases were recorded in all the regions except Northern. The Accra Policing Region topped the chart with 29 reported cases, but only 1 case was successful. Ashanti recorded 2 cases as 3 victims were rescued. 3 suspects were arrested, one of whom jailed 10 years. Tema recorded 4 cases while 2 victims were rescued. 1 arrest was made. The Eastern Region recorded 6 cases with 7 found victims, with 3 arrests and 1 remanded. Central Region had 2 cases, Volta 1 reported case, Western 5, Brongahafo 4, whilst Upper East and West together had 5 cases. In all, 11 suspected kidnappers were arrested. 4 of them were remanded into police custody, while 1 kidnapper has been incarcerated for 10 years. The rest are under investigation.
Full assessments show that 23 of these cases were true cases of kidnapping. 28 of the reported cases were abduction cases. 7 of them involved missing persons. 6 were refused as untrue cases, and the police were able to arrest 11 suspected kidnappers. Of these 11 suspected kidnappers, 4 of them are on remand, and 1 kidnapper has been convicted and sentenced to a 10-year jail term.
The Inspector General of Police, David Asante Apietu, while assuring the public of their readiness to deal with the crime, requested public support and time.
Most of the time we talk about somebody has been kidnapped, even when we have not heard his or her voice. If the person is missing, we'll call it kidnapping. If the person has been abducted by his boyfriend, or we still refer to it as kidnapping. Perhaps the person is even missing. The person has traveled somewhere without telling the parents. We need time to do these investigations.
Away from that, Minister for National Security, Albert Kandapa, says police personnel deployed to the Ayawaso West Wogon by-election were armed and that no operative deployed from the National Security must carry arms. Kandapa's assertions contradicts what the Interior Minister, Ambrose Derry, told the Commission earlier when he appeared before it. He said the SWAT team who were at Ayawaso West Wogon could include former members of vigilante groups.
Whilst Ambrose Derry said no police officer was armed while performing their duties during the Ayawaso West Wogon by-election, the National Security Minister said all the uniformed policemen who were part of the operation were armed.
The SWAT team, from the way they operate, they take instructions from the police, and as I said, they are not allowed to hold weapons. If indeed somebody who is not a uniformed policeman and member of the SWAT team did use any weapon, that would go against the normal rules of engagement, and that should call for sanctions. Again, I'm not sure who was masked and who wasn't. I have asked that question, and I'm told that some of the uniformed policemen also had the mask on.
According to Kandapa, there is a special unit at the Office of National Security, which is a SWAT team, and it has uniformed policemen and other security services. He said SWAT deployed 60 men, comprising 25 uniformed police officers and 35 national security operatives on the day of the by-election, and that they were under the command of a deputy superintendent of police. He said the SWAT team at the National Security Headquarters had some vehicles allocated to them for their day-to-day use. Adding some of them come from the police and are painted in police colors, and some are not painted but are available to the SWAT team. On why the operatives were masked, Kandapa said the mask is part of them, and that was not the first time.
These civilians have been part of the national security architecture for years. It's not something that has recently been created.
The National Security Minister disclosed that officials of the National Security SWAT team who were at Ayawaso West Wagon could include former members of vigilante groups.
The suggestion is that included in the operatives are people who normally belong to a particular vigilante group. No, that would be surprising. If some of them in the past had participated in some vigilante groups, that probably could be possible.
Now, the Chief Executive Officer of Consumer Protection Agency, Kofi Kapito, wants government to review the duty on second-hand vehicles imports. At a news conference in Accra, he expressed disappointment over the high rates, describing the move as criminal, illegal and unacceptable. A report by Frederick Clarence Williams.
Per that calculation, my vehicle should have cost me about $14,000 to $15,000 maximum, including the cost that I paid for the vehicle. But because of the calculation, I paid $8,500. I paid a duty of $14,000, almost $500. So the car is now cost to me in Ghana was almost $26,000.
He said it's incomprehensible for the duty on second-hand vehicle imports to be higher than the cost of the vehicle.
You've heard Honorable Kennedy Japan cry of duties. We've heard the importers cry of duties. And now the average Ghanaian is also crying that this duty should be looked at. The interesting part is, I don't know any commodity in the world that the duty of the commodity is more than the cost of the product, except Ghana.
He demanded a prompt review to ensure the right thing is done.
I've spoken with GRA. I've asked Deputy Minister of Finance. I've asked various people, and they are telling me that as for Ghana, dear, this is the way we do it. It is criminal. It is illegal. It is unacceptable.
Moving on, Parliament has forgiven the MP for Assin Central, Kennedy Ohene Ejapong. This was after the chairman of the Privileges Committee, Joseph Osewusu, presented his committee's report on the probe of alleged contemptuous comments made by the legislature against the House.
The Assin Central MP Kennedy Ejapong was found guilty of contempt of Parliament for describing the House as cheap and useless. The House was divided over the decision to take after the question was posed by the Speaker for the adoption of the report of the Privileges Committee. Sitting had to be suspended for 2 hours, after which the House was reconvened. The Speaker then gave Kennedy Ejapon the chance to render an apology to the House after the minority raised concerns for the House to decide whether to suspend or reprimand him.
I respect Parliament, and I would never disrespect Parliament. As for calling Parliament useless, I never said that. The misunderstanding was because Parliament is cheap. I did not finish, and the presenter cut it. And therefore, if you listen to the voice, you can reach at this conclusion, which then I have to apologize. And therefore, I sincerely apologize to the House if they find it offensive. The prefix is apology with if, conditional. So, and Mr. Speaker, you rightly advise that you should take note and give the apology unconditionally. And then he sat down. So it is not clear if he has taken your advice to apologize unconditionally.
Majority Leader Osei Mensah Bonsu came to the defense of the Asin Central MP.
He has apologized. I appreciate the point made by the Deputy Minority Leader. But initially, he qualified it. But subsequent to that, I think he came back and declared unconditionally. He declared unconditionally. Initially, yes, he qualified it by if, that if it offends anybody, he apologized. But subsequent to that, he came and rendered an unqualified apology. I think that we can leave it at that.
The Speaker, however, put the question to the House for a vote.
And to reprimand is to in fact say, go and sin no more. All those in favor of reprimand say aye. Those against reprimand say no. The ayes have it. And this Honorable House has adopted the pathway of a reprimand. And I will therefore say, Honorable Ejapon, don't give honorable members the opportunity to regret giving you this opportunity.
Let's do entertainment now. And Media General celebrated this year's Valentine's Day with a host of exciting activities. Staff and management all came together as the forecourt of Adesawe to take part in the activities. Here are some highlights of the event.
Media General, in expressing its love to its cherished workers, organized an activity-packed games at the premises. There were fun games including obstacle course, blind drawing, table tennis, the FIFA games, and musical chairs. Staff and management were extremely excited. The final showdown was the table tennis finals. But unfortunately, the sports journalists suffered a 5 straight defeat. Etonam Say emerged winner after Komla Kluche was disqualified in the finals of the musical chairs. Some winners expressed their excitement.
Well, it was a fierce battle, but you know, if you have the will, there's always a way, and so I managed to win the competition. So here's me, going away with this beautiful chocolate on Valentine's Day. Thank you, TV3.
It feels exciting. Like, I haven't done this in so long, but to realize that I still have it, it makes me feel excited because, I mean, I stood there for like over an hour. Nobody was able to beat me.
You beat top giants like Thierry.
I beat everybody. Thierry, I beat Cyril, I beat Metal, I beat all the guys. Jokoto.
It was really fun out here yesterday. And on to some foreign stories. At least 34 Indian parliamentary soldiers have been, paramilitary soldiers have been killed in a bomb attack by militants on their convoy in Indian-administered Kashmir. The Pakistan-based Islamic group, Jaish Mohammed, said it's carried out a bombing. And that's it for the morning news. We'll take a break and we'll be back with much more. Please stay.
Good morning, sweetheart. And good morning to all those who are not waking up in their homes, on their beds, and you are in somebody else's house, but you have not paid rent.
A very good morning to you.
We celebrate you this morning.
Oh, sure, you're too chamao.
You're too chamao today.
Yeah, but you should hurry up and go home now.
Well,
my house owner.
Have you noticed that the clouds have gathered?
They have.
It's going to rain.
I think yesterday since, if God is not upset, I don't know what it is. But we plead with him because I don't think people who are driving to work will wash away. Oh, Lord, that's what we planned for you today. It promises to be an exciting Friday, so make sure you don't change the station right when we talk about daily rant, whether relatives of the kidnapped children in Takrady, they're agitated and whether their reactions are warranted.
I think they are.
They are.
I think they really are.
I mean, giving the police a deadline of February 22 is even stretching it. Because I think for now, if you don't know where your child is sleeping, what your child is doing, as every right parent would do, they would be, uncomfortable. They can't even live normal, regular lives until they know what's going on with their children. So I think it's more than warranted.
I'm not a proponent of those who would want to take down the police.
Right.
But if the turn of events is anything to go by, then you know that before the British and the American intelligence guys got in, our police kept telling us that they don't know the whereabouts of this suspect. Now he's been arrested because the guys came in. What does it tell us of our own people?
Well,
because in the first instance, our people had him in custody.
And
then we are now being told that he was helped to escape by our people.
Right.
An element or elements by our people in our police. And then we go and bring American and British intelligence come and help. It is not for free, by the way. We are going to exchange something for it. If it's not money, we could be exchanging something for it. And then now, the case is dragging. We can't find the girls, but we have the suspect in there. And we are told that the suspect is not talking. Wow. I'm just imagining, and we will always go back to that analogy. If it had happened to, the son of a policeman, the daughter of a policeman, or a police chief, what would have been the reaction? We would always ask this question. Because we have the Kweku Ninja example there, where even days after he's been killed and buried under, we were able to pull him out from underwater.
Yeah.
So the examples are there for us to show.
Anyway, so we'll also talk about celebrations. Of course, the finals is coming up.
Heaven must hear.
Oh, heaven has been hearing for a number of weeks. And it's exciting to watch celebrations. I wonder what the finals will hold.
Somebody
we'll
told me that if you are in a competition with some SDA folks and they are singing, forget it.
You've lost it.
Yeah. It's banned. So he went to a place to go and sing. Okay. He didn't have backers, so there were 7 grades, seven days folks there. So they told him, well, that's the best choir, you could use them. He agreed. Okay. Then he gets onto the bandstand, they play the intro, pam pam pana, pam pam, debi debi ebeye, and then they back him, amatamfua ferio.
I'm sure you must have been taken aback like you just 10 and be
that's where I said, serious?
Oh, Johnny, that's a good one. But of course, today is Friday. We'll do hard pay for you, dealing with results of DNA tests. So what if you go out there because you don't think your wife has been, faithful, and you go and do some paternity test on your children, and the results come out that they are yours? How do you mend that relationship? How do you move forward? We'll be talking about that. And we'll ask, is it necessary? Under what circumstances would you even want to do that in the first place? We'll find out.
The thing I don't like is when people have children and they say, well, I think it looks like your grandfather. Right. His nose looks like your uncle. Right. You try and find something on the child that looks like you by all means, by hook or crook. But if the child is yours, it's yours.
It's yours.
I'm just wondering how a couple who have gone through that situation will be able to, you know, patch up and mend the situation and come back.
But I think it all comes
at that moment
from how,
you break the trust.
Exactly.
You break it.
It all comes from how the relationship was in the first place. Because Johnny, I don't see how if you have an open relationship where you're communicating all the time, and supposing I did something wrong. I mean, we all sin. No one is perfect. We're all bound to make some mistakes. So if I committed that atrocity of, you know, being adulterous, I would come and tell you at some point. Yes, they say the truth hurts. It does hurt, but it's better to let the person know at some point than not to say anything and push it on the children. Because my problem is letting some, you know, the young ones suffer for something your partner has done. I think that's totally unfair. That's why I have an issue with this whole DNA paternity testing
but you see,
issue.
on the reverse, it also comes from the kind of experiences that we heard about. Sorry to remind you, Mr. Date Lamte, but we heard about his story. I mean, he thought genuinely, and he didn't think that he needed a DNA test until somebody stepped on his, you know, foot to say that, Charlie, go and look sharp. And he checked, and all three were not his.
So I'm interested in finding out what his relationship with the children have been now, because after that we heard he said he was still going to, you know, be their father. And that's the thing, because not everyone in life may have a biological child. I understand that the pain of being lied to will be there, or the, you know, mistrust and everything that hurts. But with the children, the repercussions for that child, how will they relate to you? Even if in the past you would punish them as you would your natural children. Now when you do it, they're asking, is he doing it because he knows we're not his? You know, the relationship just becomes funny, and it's not easy for the child to relate with you. As an adult, you can process it, and so you feel okay, irrespective of what I've heard, you're still my children, I love you the same. But the child cannot easily, you know, pick up on those things and react with you the same way. And so I'm worried about what happens, you know, what happens to the children after these things go on.
Well, and also later, I'm sure we'll have a lengthy conversation about this. Dr. Nanama Ajiman will check in this one. And we'll also host Mrs. Gifty Adoye. Yeah, Hobson Adoye's wife. Yeah, wife of the security couple at the airport. Yeah, we'll host her. They call her Empress One. We will find out from her, you know, a few things sharing there. But let me say, happy birthday in advance to you, Mrs. Maud Lamte of the St. Joseph, the Work Anglican Church. It's your birthday on the 17th. Happy birthday to you, Mrs. Maud Lamte, Auntie Maud. We love you. And deepest condolences to you, John Davis Opemu. You are burying your father tomorrow.
And also let me wish happy anniversary, if there's a belated anniversary, but they are still in the year. So happy anniversary to the Trinebois, Dr. and Dr. Mrs. Trinebois. We wish you all the best in your marriage, and may God eternally bless it.
What does the name mean, Trinebois?
Trini is drum.
Okay, so you gather the drum.
Yeah, maybe
so
gathering drum. I'd ask him. That would be a nice.
Drum and 1,000 gods. So Trinebois Kodia.
Yes, that's the Emrani for Trinebois.
So Trinebois and Kodia.
Kodia. No, okay, Kodia is to go and plant.
Yeah. So
you say Kodia.
Yeah.
That's Kodia.
No.
That's different.
Yeah. Kodia. So you're Trinebois, like you're married. Welcome back, and thank you very much. Let's say happy 5th marriage anniversary to Percy and Linda Agbanu. They are an example of national integration, because there's an Ava man with a Kwawu lady, and they've come together. Yeah, so happy anniversary to you, Mrs. Linda Agbanu and Percy. Percy works here at TV3, and Percy says he's addicted to your destiny, whatever that means, I don't know.
Maybe he had your love, I'm assuming, because I know Percy likes to eat. He likes good food.
Percy.
Yeah, he likes good food. So I think when he says, well, whatever it is, she knows, but I'm assuming it's food. Well, the way you said, I'm just giving suggestions.
But me too, I don't know.
Me too, I don't know, but I'm assuming.
So happy anniversary
the way I know Percy to be a good boy,
yeah,
I'm assuming.
He said he's addicted. That's the message he sent to me, Mrs. Agbanu, that he's addicted to your destiny.
I'm sure she's just laughing at me.
Yeah, that's all. So, Mrs., we wish you well. If it's your birthday or anniversary today as well, happy one to you. Enjoy a very big one. But yesterday, somebody put up a message. It says, dear friend, if you're I'm planning to buy a Valentine gift for my girlfriend.
Okay.
If you are dating her, to let me know so we can contribute money and buy.
Simple.
And make our girlfriend happy. But do people share? Power sharing?
But if you have a main chick, side chick, whatever chick, are you not sharing? Just that you may not know you're sharing, but you're sharing.
Anyway,
but God says sharing is caring. No, not
sharing is caring.
I mean, the world says sharing is caring.
Okay. But love is big.
Love is big, yes. It's just that, I mean, sharing is caring is true. It's just the context in which we think. Because oftentimes, every time we talk about a relationship, like you said, people's mind goes to sex. But if you have friends, genuinely you love them, you hang out together, what's wrong with it? Val's Day, we can partner to buy a gift for Johnny if we're all friends of Johnny. Johnny can also partner with other people to buy a gift for whoever, you know. So it's,
I think that the whole equation of making love equal to sex is what is not
giving
correct.
Us
because yesterday you notice that a lot of people would have had sex just because they assume, you know, they're in love, or because they have buy from me, but do and buy is Dubai.
But some giving is bigger than others.
Anyway. It's do and buy.
True.
Do and do buy anyway.
But let's rant. Johnny, we're
yes.
talking about the Takrady kidnappings and the fact that the families are agitated and have given the police a deadline of February 22nd to make sure that they find out where these girls are. Do you think their views are warranted? Do you think they're putting too much pressure on the police, or is just in line with what they feel? Let's step out and find out what you think.
Families of the 3 kidnapped girls on Thursday issued a 1-week ultimatum to the Ghana Police Service. They are demanding to know the whereabouts of the 3 kidnapped girls. They also called on governments to impress on the Western Region Police Command to organize an identification parade where prime suspect Samuel Wills will be able to identify the said police CID that he claims aided in his escape. The IGP has responded to the press conference by saying that at this point in time, what the police wants is collaboration and not the issuance of threats and ultimatums. This morning on Daily Rant, we want to find out whether the family members are running ahead of themselves or it's a natural consequence for them to be agitated. My name is Eric Yaweje and this is the Daily Rant. Let's keep talking.
Oh yeah, bad time. Now I think we are told for 5 months, if I should say. Now Omba IRAP, the police are not giving you any concrete information. Say Obano, maybe any information. So shall I say it's understandable. On the better I say, or may put up that attitude. But one thing a man pay, any the threats. So stage demonstration for kidnap issues. Say you have no definite time so between me finishing investigations and rescue these children. I say you go through several processes, and at this point, what we need is say, you parents, communities, boom, the information we have. I always say information is key. When information now, they volunteer to the police, no more carry on their investigations. But always all frustrated the police investigations with all these, threats, taggings, police for no politicians. Yes, one day, but not publicly.
First of all, no, many omoya drain one. The fact say asemisi a president and mekasa mfa ho nokre asemisi menti say president abekasa fa ho, and for me quite disappointing say a huge issue say about president silent on it then communicate. Is it that president feel say one asemna hu hia no and two ontie, because this is an issue I hit international. No, but you see, ono papa wofie. President, unim say sanka president abekasa, enka ebe movie police for no, emoma akika omo ho pa. Ana tu, yengina ya say yachi omo man. But they may yet disappointed in them is the threat and the language omo yusu ye omo press conference in mo. The number of times police for any leads. So no wait information about police. Yati say nkwalai kra omugu ha say na police etuka to the extent say do baby kra na akwanhia kra ya bim. Na police for bi kwa kwahwere mo nkwa. Na moba bontia be press conference as if say police for nim baby ankwala no wo eno mo mpese o mbechi o mo no. Eno de me gidi say o man kasa yie.
Nehemiah, how many the ultimatum? When you give ultimatum, say come and tell us by 22nd February, say yankwala no aha eno mo ha no mo sha. You are, in my view, suggesting something to the public out there, as if the police are aware of where the children are and they are not telling you the families. Let's remember, say, some way see, we have been told of a UK and an US special team who have been sent up down here to come and assist the police to uncover where the children are. And he said, what nature suggests say nothing is happening. And that's say a police for non yes, the CID one I finger woman, we can deal with that issue. But to suggest that the entire police force is not forthcoming or telling you what you need to hear, it's too wrong. And mind you, this is a security issue. The family.
But you should understand that according to them, there's some form of lack of information. They were thinking that the police service will carry them along. Of course, it is intelligence that they are gathering. But what they want to...
No, my point is that, are they saying, say Obiba, not information, police, and not police are from, no, even within the police, no crown, and you information about no penifon chromote. Police in add information, ma. What if you know bidding command the cry quay? Then police walking. Who named the original chain? It could be say it's an informant to the kidnappers. And see, Omunya butre, Sando Maya, and the identification parade, then you know, a diversionary tactics. A boy no. The tactics are all used to divert attention. Some go identification parade now.
For this time, they need that psychosocial support. It's the police, the state that should finance that. And they need is every time reassuring. So but say engagement now bad. Then they feel okay, well, and again, several aspects at him. And with the little knowledge I have about such criminals, they would do their possible best. Some very frustrating investigations. It is their delay tactic. It will take, I'm not saying that this is going to take a year or two, but kidnapping is not a month, it's not two.
It is not even a matter of the Western Regional Police Command looking for your kids. No. Like I said earlier, international people are in. Accra or the national headquarters is also in. And to indict, you are basically saying, say, the entire police force is conniving to, as it were, cover up where the children are. And I said to even suggest, say, baby, police for are aware, but they don't want to give it to you. No, we all agree of the trauma they are going through. Fact, from August last year to this time round, we a parent, you'll be frustrated. But the truth is that the families should know, say, investigations of this nature doesn't turn out results immediately. With the fact right now, assuming say all the kids right now, you know what it means? We should forget about the matter, right? No, let the police do their work. I agree with my senior's point that give some feedback to the family. I use some feedback, not everything they need to be told, and that one they should be aware.
Why a press conference? Many roots love ne sister called me in common about some was no pronouncement in court there. A police CID helped him escape. This is a person who has led the Ghana Police Service on 2 wild goose chases.
More than 2.
One Koforidia, another one Kaswa, and some others. For all you know, this guy could be lying.
But Eric, you see, Mama and you say, guy, no, no business anymore.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, on the channel, and for now, he is a prime suspect. It could be say as at now, no. Guy no crano, he doesn't even know where the kids are because baby no nim so no. These people omatisi achi omunipano ombe relocating kwala no. It is a whole job police for no for me no, I am saying that even with the meager resources available to the police service, and for me this is the time I say His Excellency the President and all government officials actually resources the police institution. But not that we accuse them wrongly. Then they are police volunteer. They be trying to pay a bomb.
Expect so much from them.
Maminke be about this demo. Boot for boot, all die be die. This year the tensions are very high. And now inciting for such a theme on a demonstration, and even to say here police protection. Mind you, just announcing there was man be a kakebo mukun over suspicion impo no our sempo na ntiasibiamba hwenia man for ye na obi bi owo abonti bia with an intent of cause mayhem bia they no be in the name of this demonstration. I think say they should rethink and recall this demonstration. It is a wrong thing they are embarking on.
Right now, sir, suffer the consequences. Sekenita Krado Bio is suffering from what has happened. And I will for car usuru. The least obia crossing now suspicious people are coming after you. Everybody in this metropolis is affected by a loss. So they should also think on that lines. My fear is that the family's members may be keeping in mind that once the Nigerian who is now the prime suspect has said, say, a CID aided them, no, families are careful now and take away the trust they have for the police. And just if you mistrust them, they're the very people you will still rely on to bring your guests.
You know, I was having a conversation with somebody. No, look at there. Maybe, just maybe, the police intentionally allowed the guy to escape so that they can follow the guy silently for them to unravel the mystery around it. But over the guy in the way escaping now, this public outcry, they had to quickly go and arrest the guy.
I don't buy into that theory, you know. It's one thing. The police, by their investigations, they could have planned. If they have such information, they could secretly call them. Now, say, okay, say it. Because since the other day, I'm saying, this is a natural consequence. Parents, it is on the boom. But as much as boom, they are very careful with their language and how they communicate.
Still in the month of love. Yesterday was Valentine's Day. In Ghana, we call it Chocolate Day. And we're celebrating love with Don Williams. I believe in love. Do you believe in love? Let's check out some of your messages this morning. The early birds, and lots of them. So we'll continue to share them with you as we travel along this path this morning. And we start off with one that says, good morning, TV3 team. I thank God it's Friday because the president will declare the OT regional capital and guess nowhere but Dambai to be the heart of the region. God be with us all. Thank you from Tuga in Dambai. Tuga is, well, anticipating that his place, Dambai, will become the capital. Interesting. Good morning, TV3. Please ask Asiedun Ketia, was election 2008 peaceful when they came into power? With that, his bushmeat, oh, please, come on, you can't. That's insulting. Good morning. The failure to severely punish the hoodlums who raided the court in Kumasi has emboldened them to act with impunity. They were slapped on the wrist and asked to go and sin no more. There is lack of political will to tackle the menace head on. Adachasa from Santema. Good morning, TV3. I still don't understand why those boys arrested in Salaga, the name of burning the MPP office. What happened at Ayawaso West Wogon? Where people held and registered guns shooting have been made, disruptions, beatings, etc. No single arrest has been made. The question I have is, does the laws of Ghana pardon some people and deal with others? Or does everybody is above the law, or some people are above the law? Well, Mohammed from Salaga wants to know. Good morning, TV3. When I watched Kandapa and Bruce Terry and Brian Champon, I was shocked and realized that the center is broken and the president is not in command. I'm afraid our security is weak and naked. Ghanaians are not safe under this wicked ineptitude and insensitive Agofado government. Our security is in the hands of unintelligent and liars. Well, I'm going to get it. Ghana save, God save us. Well, change, bad change, you say. Nana Kwachi Kronum in Kumasi. Good morning. Please help me tell the CEO of NAPCO that the app being designed to check the attendance is unfairly operational. The reason being that when I clock in at 8 a.m., it takes about 3 hours to 4 hours to finish loading, where recording wrong reporting time and is very slow. They should work on it and also consider those of us in the villages when assessing network is a tug of war. You have a genuine concern and I sympathize with you. I wonder why some people will still refer to the irresponsible, criminal, illegal, militant group of the NPP as vigilantes. They are not, because their activities do not fit into the definition of vigilantism. They are in fact terrorists, not vigilantes. Asanko, Santa Maria, they are all, from the Hawks to the Bulldogs to every one of them, for me, are terrorists and hoodlums and pure criminals. That's all. That's what they are. Good morning, Johnny. Listening to our security couples yesterday, I was ashamed of having such people as heading institutions with mindset of just intimidating their political opponents. In fact, they were all confused, and I'm sure Nana can now take a decision. But Nana was aware Kandapa and the other man were once mentioned being behind the vigilante groups and the mercenaries. Poor Ghana. This is from John. A.U. Farouk in Tamale says, in fact, the outcome of the commission of inquiry will be a fiasco due to the inconsistencies of the security chiefs. And I commend His Excellency, the former President JDM, for his bold statement he made to various countries' diplomats. And I think they will send this message across to the globe to see how this current government and their cohorts are treating their opponents with impunity. I also West Wogon by-elections brutalities was serious to be underestimated. This should rather awaken us from our slumber, or it result in a different situation if not checked. Alaji Willie P. in a Fiekuma. Good morning to you, TV3, and to your entire crew. Thanks for always keeping us abreast of the happenings in this country. Inflation has reduced, but the dollar, taxes and prices of goods and services are still hiking. It doesn't make sense to the layperson, and I believe the government acting statistician needs to be investigated for the cooked figures. People will continue to defect to the NDC, looking at the gross display of failure and hardships unleashed to Ghanaians by the MPP. Have a nice day. Samsudeen, Tamale, Khan Vili, and we will deal with vigilantes, IGP charges. Sir, make it happen because you are mandated by law to maintain law and order in the country. So we need action, not talk. Abladi Fiekuma Zungu Takradi. Good morning, TV3. We thank Mr. President for the creation of the Savannah region and naming Damongo as its capital. We shall pay him back in grand style come 2020. Hajj Ahmed in Damongo. Finally, Abdul Basid Zongo Pania in Kumasi says, good morning. The Commission of Inquiry set up by competent President Nana Akufo-Addo is the best way to go in the Ayawaso West Wogon by-election, election violence. We don't care if NDC suspends some judge from appearing before the commission. Then their hypocrisy is at its peak. What a lazy opposition. God bless my able president and his vice president, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. Okay, so, maybe we said this, so we'll read this one. It's that sometimes I just wish one of the police officers' children with a wife will be kidnapped so that they will know how it feels. MPs like Kennedy Japan shouldn't be called honorable because his attitude and utterances are very bad, and the media should stop giving him attention. Thank you, from Cherry. Well, Cherry, the title honorable comes to him by default because he is a member of parliament, number one. But I don't wish that anyone will have their wards or, if you like, family or relations kidnapped. In the meantime, it's raining heavily, so if you don't need to go out, don't rush out. And if you're driving, be careful. The roads have become slippery. We'll see you after the break. The newspapers are ready. Daily Graphic, and deepest apologies for kick-starting the segment late. It's raining, so a bit of challenges here. But Daily Graphic starts us off. Vigilante groups to be banned, and Bruce Derry tells short commission. And court punishes ICGC Crossroad Ministries branch over excessive noise making. Bonafo to be known as Bono Region, and go and sin no more. Speaker advises Kennedy Japan. Daily Guide, Parliament reprimands Kennedy Japan. Fresh facts in GPHA murder case. Ayawaso Commission, guns fired in NDC man's house. And deal with your own Galamsey menace, Chinese envoy. Police military charge on vigilantism. The BNFT this morning reports that production sales trend shows growth in local shoes industry. And Ghanaian Times reports will deal with vigilantes, IGP charges, and calls on political parties to denounce them. Police branded vehicles not for police, Interior Minister, and NSC deployed 60-man team to Ayawaso West Wogon. Branded Champon, the Minister of State in charge of national security, and security operatives did not shoot anyone, Kandapa. So 3 varied views there. The final newspaper is our final one for this morning. Kidnapping and abductions in 2018. Alarming 35 cases unresolved. Aker Energy eyes IPO. And European Union includes Ghana on dirty money blacklist. Plus, Dr. Bawumia shows love to underprivileged kids and adults on Val's Day. And 2,000 businesses to receive seed capital from National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program in 2019, headed by John Kuma, a very good friend. And my guest this morning is the Ashanti Regional Secretary of the NDC, Kwame Zu. We're still expecting Richard Ahiagba as the Deputy Communications Director of the NPP. Mr. Zu, welcome.
Thank you.
Belated chocolate day to you.
I would have preferred if you offered a chocolate.
Yesterday we offered some.
Oh.
Yeah, but you were not here.
That's
so,
okay.
Yeah. I see. How did the day go yesterday for you?
It was great. It was a wonderful day. Except that, I was expecting that some chocolate would have been shared, but apparently that never happened.
The party didn't give you chocolate.
The government should be offering chocolate, not my party. Government should be doing that.
Anyway, let's start off from Parliament and go and sin no more. That's the what we heard from Parliament yesterday. Even though there was sharp disagreement here and there, but go and sin no more was the clarion call. Was it expected?
Very expected. I knew from the very inception that the processes that were instigated by Honorable Muntaka would end accordingly. I think we are creating a subculture where certain people are permitted to speak and eventually they work with impunity. And I think that subculture eventually would mar the democracy we are all struggling, and giant strides have been made, but we're struggling to entrench our democracy. And it was a very shameful spectacle. The expectation was that some concrete steps would have been taken to serve as a deterrent for future purposes. But I think Parliament, if I am being charitable, Parliament has failed virtually all of us yesterday. The incessant comments that often comes from the honourable member, Kennedy Ajampong, should have been, it was a perfect opportunity for them to have nipped everything in the bud. And
but the issue before the committee was the fact that some said he agreed that he said Parliament was cheap.
Useless.
Yeah, no, he said it was cheap.
That was his narrative.
Yes, that was. But he sat before a bipartisan committee, so he said he admitted that he said that Parliament was cheap.
I fear
and
for
he apologized for it.
You see, the impression being created is that the Privileges Committee seems to be more focused on those of us who are non-parliamentarians than members of the House themselves. And I think that impression should be corrected. And I thought yesterday was a perfect opportunity for them to have remedied that impression that is in the minds of the public, that when it comes to those of us who are non-parliamentarians, they come heavy, they are heavy-handed, they are high-handed, and they come aggressively on us. But when it borders on one of their own, there's always some form of compromises, as it were, to guarantee that their own member walks free.
There's a school of thought that suggests that, well, this will be his very first time saying that Parliament is cheap and is useless, in quote, even though he says he didn't say that. And so the pardon is in the right direction. What do you say to
that? Nonetheless, we all know Mr. Kennedy Ajampong. He has never been measured in his utterances beyond Parliament.
When you say he has never been measured, I think you are stretching it too much.
We know him. We know him. We have monitored his comments. He has never made comments with that level and expected circumspection. He speaks as it were, the way he feels is proper. I was of the belief that yesterday Parliament had the singular opportunity to have corrected the ills, the many ills Mr. Kennedy Ajampong, the allegations he makes, the speeches he makes, even though that is not before the House for consideration. In the latest issue of the murder of our late brother, I think Ahmed Swale, the comments he made in respect of the murder, my expectation was that Parliament would have taken steps, as it were, to give us an impression and reassure the Ghanaian public that they are a house that would not tolerate will not condone, will not create room for persons to make comments and walk with impunity. But I think these occurrences lend credence to the long-held views by the public that the Privileges Committee is overly heavy-handed.
There were two options: to suspend or to reprimand. And James Kluchi-Aveji, the deputy minority leader, says that go and sin no more is equal to reprimanding him.
They chose none. It's quite surprising that the committee had done a job and the recommendation has been offered to plenary. We or anybody would have thought that one of the two would have been chosen. Then they deviated from the recommendations that were made and chose to, as it were, embellish language and conclude that go and sin no more is akin.
He apologized. Is that not enough?
Apologies are regular. You see, it is not enough at all. I think this is shameful. Parliament could have done way far better than what we saw yesterday. And it is a very dangerous precedent.
What indication does it send out there? The Speaker says he hopes nobody will repeat any of such contemptuous statements. But for you, sitting where you sit as a General Secretary of a regional party, what would you say this indication sends out? It
sends nothing, absolutely no signal at all. It opens the gates for anybody who so wishes to make such unserving comments and denigrate the authority of Parliament. The President has just been handed a pass key that you are permitted to make any comment whatsoever as it so pleases you. And I think the major problem is that perception by the public that Parliament comes strong or stronger on persons who are non-parliamentarians when comments that are seen to undermine the authority of Parliament are made. But when it borders on one of their own, they find a way of handling the matters in-house. I think that in itself is reprehensible. Our Parliament could have done far better. And sometimes I think the tendencies are there for people to forget that we have elected them to represent us in the House of Parliament. We have a lot of expectations of them. They should not only represent us in words, but they should represent us in deeds. We expect of them that they should hold standards that are respectable, that not would it ever be that those of us who are outside the house would even conceive the thought, much less execute same by reducing their standards in the eyes of the public.
Has this decision reduced Parliament in your eyes?
I'll choose my words carefully, but I think it is shameful. Parliament could have done far better than they did yesterday.
Send us your thoughts and comments, 02021666633. My guest in studio is Mr. Zhu. He is the Regional Secretary, Kwame Zhu is the Regional Secretary of the National Democratic Congress. We're still waiting for Mr. Richard Ahiagbo of the NPP. He hasn't turned up yet. If you have his phone number, call him and tell him that we're looking for him. But on to some other story. The page 3 of the Daily Graphic reads that vigilante groups to be banned. Yesterday, it came up at the ongoing Justice Emil Short Commission. They're calling for memorandum, but the IGP says there will be zero tolerance for political violence and vigilantism. And here's a quote from the IGP, David Asante-Apetu. He says, "The truth is, if we prescribe a security situation to a politically motivated problem, you may be only reducing the pain, but not curing the disease. The truth is, if we prescribe a security solution to a politically motivated problem, you may only be reducing the pain, but not curing the disease." And he said this when he had also mentioned that throughout IGPs, from Majite all the way to Peter Nanfuri, we've been trying to fight vigilantism. And he says either we're doing the wrong thing or something needs to change. We're not doing something right and something needs to change.
I've got Antari Ibrahim. He is the Director for Celebrations. He also is with Adesa Productions Limited. Then we've got Osborne Alexander. He's part of the team Salters. Samuel Davis Yebwa, he's part of Royalty, and Jangma Franklin, part of OK, the 3 finalists for the competition. Well, there's a 4th who's not here with us, but I'll give it over to Antari to tell us more about Celebrations.
All right, thank you. Celebration, this is the season 5. Finals will be happening on Sunday.
Okay.
That's the 17th of February. Time is 8 p.m. Till 10. Okay. So we are going to, select the winner, for the season 5. And it's going to be a very wonderful show on Sunday. Yeah.
But you didn't tell us venue. I think it's at SEM.
Yes, that's SEM.
Okay.
That's SEM.
The
headquarters, sorry.
The headquarters,
yeah.
Very well. Let me come to you, Osborne. How has this experience been for you, being part of Celebrations? And do you think you're going to win?
Okay, it's been a great experience from day one, meeting the other groups, We've really had fun and learned a lot. And we believe you're going to win.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you bring to the board that's so special? What kind of music do you sing that everyone should be looking out for Salters on Sunday?
Okay, Salters does a cappella, not just ordinary a cappella. Okay. Beatboxing, choreography, we add a lot of stuff to what we do to enrich it. So your people love it and they'll vote for us and we'll win.
Nice. So some more. Talent meets talent, because Osborne has told me that he's met great people and great minds like yours. Royalty, on Sunday, what should we expect from you?
Yeah, I think something different from we have done so far.
Okay.
We want to go deeper and then say something better to the people. It's a full ministration. We want to minister to the whole Ghana through the platform.
Nice. Okay, anything different? I see you nodding, and of course you've got something different here. I can see at Tentabeng. So what do you have for us, Franklin?
On top of that, we have many surprises coming on Sunday. Many surprises. So I think we are surprising our fans and then our group.
You're probably surprising yourself as well. But guys, you've been together for a while, and oftentimes when it comes to music, putting the strings and the chords together with a large group is an issue. How easy has it been, for you working towards becoming winners for Celebrations? I'll start with you, Franklin.
Okay, it has not been easy, but it's a business we started a long time ago.
Okay.
So we have it's become part of us.
Right.
But we came to learn a lot here. Okay. We learned a lot here. So I think on Sunday we'll prove everything that we came to learn here.
Usually when we have these kind of competitions, the judges always have, people think the judges have favorites or they have things they talk about that doesn't go well with the teams. But for you, what has been your experience, Royalty?
It's been good because what the judges tell us, I think it goes a long way to shape us. Okay. And so far, I would say that we've improved in a lot of areas owing to what they have been saying. And I think that the judges have been very fair and firm in all areas. Each group can get a good comment today. Next week, if you are not that good, they will tell you.
Right.
And it's been good. It's been good.
So, Salters, moving forward, if you are given the chance to come and be part of Celebrations again, would you do so?
Oh, yeah. We would always love to be part of the competition because it's a great platform. It builds you week after week. Your performances, everything enhances. It's not the same as we used to be when we were at home.
Okay.
Now something great has come into our singing, our performance, everything we do. We've had a new vibe.
Right. And Terry, so this is Celebration Season 5. What do you think of this team that, came for this particular Celebrations?
I think they are great and they listen a lot.
Okay.
At least this time around, like he said, boxing and all that. So, we have different musicians this time around, So I think it's really going to be very good. Sometimes, you push them to the wall, like, do this, rehearse something, and then they'll come to the studio. You tell them do this, do that. They'll feel you are not, you're not being fair to them. Right. And then after the show, they'll come to you and tell you like, oh, Charlie Boss, thanks so much for it. It's basically what we want to do. If you don't win, it doesn't mean that's the end of the road for you. It's what you learn here at TV3, which is, our trademark. We try to build people so that when you go out, you can tell people this is what you've learned. It's and to come to SEM, support them. Sometimes when you see your friends, you want to do more.
You shame bread.
Yeah, you shame bread. You know what I mean? So on Sunday they should come before the show. tell them something to inspire them and all that. Yeah.
Nice. So is it free? It's
okay? Absolutely free. Okay. We're not charging anything. Nice. It's free.
But what's up for grabs? What are the winners going to get?
They have money.
Okay.
They have money they are taking. They have some instruments also that they are taking. And then not forgetting we have Gift Your Say, and then Neo Kind also gracing the occasion. And then we have some ministers from SEM also gracing the occasion. Yeah.
So guys, what should we expect from you in the coming days, in the coming years? Of course, we don't want you to end at celebrations. We want to hear more from you. So I'll start with you, okay.
Okay. After here, we are coming out with an album.
Okay.
So that will be our greatest.
Nice. So everyone, watch out for OK album coming out there. Then royalty, what do you have?
Yeah, with the help of our patron, we've started something.
Okay.
So we are cooking something in the studio. So hopefully this year we are releasing something.
Great. And then finally from Salters.
Okay. In July we have our main show. That's an annual program. Okay. Sweet Deliverance. It will come on, and we have a recording session in the pipeline, so we hope to have an album out.
It's rather unfortunate we couldn't have the last team join us, but what's their name? Who are you guys going? No, royalty is here. Okay, is here. Chord. So the four of you are going to be vying to be winners. So we've got Salters, Chord, Royalty, and OK. And of course, on Sunday, we're all making our way to SEM. The one at North Legon, I presume, yes. On Sunday, 8 p.m., just 8 to about 10. It's free, absolutely free. All you need are your ears, your eyes to see, and of course, your dancing shoes to make sure you dance there and enjoy the music they will be providing for you. I'd like to say thank you to you, Antaru Ibrahim. He's the director for production of celebrations at APL. Then we've got Osborne Alexander. He represents Salters. We also had Samuel Davis Yeboah of Royalty and Jangma Franklin of OK. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us.
Before we go,
final word. Yes, he certainly should take us on a break with that.
For people to have the feel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Great. Was that a love song? Because yesterday was Valentine's Day. Anyway, okay. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us, and we wish you all the best. May the best team win. And of course, all of you can't be the first, but you certainly are all winners, having come up to this point in the competition. We wish you the very best. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more here on Newday. Do stay with us.
Yeah, the moment we've all been waiting for. Let me say happy birthday in advance to you, Mrs. Maud Lante, Auntie Maud of St. Joseph the Work Anglican Church. It's your birthday, come Sunday. Also, I'm sure you have some children around who would want to sing like her. And they are auditioning today and tomorrow at TV3 for Talented Kids, the brand new season. You know about DJ Switch, you know about Young King Clef, you know about all the other guys who have taken the world by storm. Talented Kids audition is happening. Plus, tomorrow we're paying a very special tribute to the late Ebony on Music. 4 fantastic females will be there. Sina Soul will be there, and the rest of our artists. You can't miss it at 8 p.m. But she's freshly married. She's loving. She's adorable. She's a multiple award-winning songstress. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you a Mrs. Gifty Adoye. How does it feel to bear the name Adoye?
To bear the name Adoye.
Yeah. How does it feel? To sing.
I feel so good. I feel so honored. I mean, from somewhere to somewhere.
The thing is sweeting you, eh?
Not sweeting as such, but I'm just loving it. Whatever I'm going through, and I'm just loving it.
You're just loving it.
Yeah.
You look great. I mean,
thank you.
The thing is working for you.
What thing?
I just don't know. The thing is working for you.
The
music, the grace of God.
The grace of God is still working. It's still working
for you.
You know?
I see. So, Gift Your Say is here, multiple award win. We'll talk about the awards. We'll talk about the brand new music. We'll talk about everything. Congratulations, by the way, your wedding.
Thank you.
It was beautiful.
Thank you.
It was very, very beautiful.
Very.
I didn't get an invitation.
Sorry. I think I sent my PA, but I think you couldn't get it here.
I see. So your friends in the gospel industry, they didn't get an invitation too. Most of them.
Who said it?
They didn't get it.
Oh, really?
Yes. Did you invite them?
I didn't.
Why didn't you invite?
I have my reasons.
What are your reasons? Why didn't?
But why do you want to know?
I'm just curious. If you have a wedding, me, I'm okay because your PA could not have brought it. It's okay. I know who to go and catch later. But your friends, the gospel musicians, your colleagues, why didn't you invite them?
I said I have my reasons.
Okay, you want to share the reasons? Please share.
Not really.
No.
It's a private thing.
No, it's okay. But the wedding is public now. If you become pregnant, you will know about it. Yes.
No, if I want you to know, you will know about it. Yes.
Okay.
It was a stages, right?
Yeah.
So when I got to the stage, I want the public to know.
Okay.
And I gave that right.
I see. So,
yes.
But I'm curious, Gifty. I'm your brother.
I know.
Why didn't you invite your gospel musicians? Did they do something to you?
You are pushing me. I don't know why.
Did they do something to you?
I would say, I don't know, but for two reasons why I did not invite them was apparently my first marriage got broken from 2012 and nobody knows it.
Right. Wow.
And I kept quiet. I decided not to talk about it because marriage is for family.
Right.
So I kept that thing. But in 2016-17, I got to realize that people that I call them my friends, I call them my colleagues, I call them sisters, that I even confide in them, cried on their shoulders, telling them whatever I was going through, I need prayers, I want you to help me, this is what I'm going through. They are the same people. They are the same people. I call them concrete foundation.
Concrete foundation?
Oh yes. They are the same people where under whatever I am going through.
Wow.
And they will call me. The surprise thing is they will call me and comfort me, sing with me, pray with me. And at the end, taking the phone or cutting the line, and then he or she will be sitting at her home and then just laughing at me, just saying all sorts of things.
You don't mean it.
I am saying this for a fact, not somebody.
How did you get to know this?
Oh, because they have people around them.
So they come to comfort you, they come to sympathize with you.
Oh yes, and
then they go and laugh at you.
Oh yes, that's it. They even have meetings upon meetings.
Are they ladies or gentlemen?
Both. And some will even buy credit and then give it to the our general bloggers for them to just blog, give us a marriage, because sometimes I don't even trust myself. I ask myself, how did this go out? How did this happen? Why? I told this, I just confide in only this lady. And all of a sudden, this thing is out.
Okay.
And the same person, when the thing is up, she will call back again. Don't talk. Give everything to God.
Do you want to name and shame people?
Oh, do you know my problem?
No.
Everybody knows, Empress, that I don't lie.
Okay.
So whatever I am saying now, I intentionally broadcast the show.
Okay.
And that person, those people, I gave them some. I just shared it to them. And they are watching me, so they know what I am saying is true. If I'm daring them,
we don't know them. You want to mention the name?
Look at me.
Yes, I'm looking at you.
I am daring.
Mr. Doye's wife.
Oh, I am daring them if what I'm saying is not true.
Do you feel hurt?
Oh yes.
You feel pain?
Oh yes.
Would your relationship with those people be the same?
I am very careful this time. You not come to my house again. I'll not even call you often. When I'm calling you, it's business. Maybe I'm going for a program and I can't go and I want to give it to you.
Why would they do that against you? Why? Do you know?
Because I carry something they don't have.
Like what? Something like what?
Like there is some unction and something that God has given to me special. That when Empress come to any place, you don't have any choice to accept it. And they don't have it.
I see.
Oh yes.
I saw your music with your husband. He was sitting down the way you were shaking your body and was giving you to. Do you take him to every show?
No.
He doesn't go to every show?
No. That was his first time.
But how did you fall in love? I'm curious.
Love. Yesterday was Valentine's.
Yeah, but
everything was love.
How did you fall in love with a security couple? You know,
It was a divine connection.
Politician.
No, calm down. He's a husband. He's a father.
Okay.
That is how I see
but
him.
we see him as a politician.
So that is how I see him.
So how did he run you? I'm just curious. Did he come to your show?
He can't run me. It was just a connection.
Somebody did betweener for you.
There was no betweener.
So how did you meet?
We just met.
You met
and
where?
the thing happened.
So where did you meet?
You want to know?
I want to know.
You know, now I'm not a marriage counselor, so I can't give you that tips. Do you need it for something?
Yes, I need it for something. People watch this show.
Maybe my own word. Maybe
they want to
use my
big men too. You know.
No, this is not big. When you say big man, then that means
your husband is not a big man.
Sorry, I am not saying that. You are saying when you say you've met a big man.
Is your husband a big man?
And I am saying I've married a husband.
Is he a big man?
He's a husband.
He's a big man.
He's a husband.
I see. How many children do you want to have with him?
That's a secret between me and my husband.
2, 3?
No, we are keeping it to ourselves.
You are keeping it to yourself.
Yes.
But you won't tell me how he wronged you. Did he walk up to you or did you walk up to him?
Both.
Where did you meet? A restaurant, church?
I think you need some tips, right?
Yeah. Did you meet at a restaurant?
No.
Supermarket?
No.
Beach?
I don't go to beach.
Hey, madam. Gospel concert?
No.
At a friend's house?
No.
Somebody did a connection?
You know, one thing people don't know about me.
Yeah.
I am not an outgoing person.
Okay. You're an introvert. You like to stay at home.
Yes, because I sometimes I want to just keep myself out from.
Is it those who like to stay indoors have a lot of children?
No. If you don't see Empress performing, when I'm not home, outside the country.
Okay.
That is my
But
life.
how did you meet him? So you met him outside the country?
You're still asking?
Yeah, you met him outside the country?
No!
You met him in a plane?
No!
Plane? Where? Party rally?
At the public toilet.
I see.
No, I met my husband. I think you are so curious. I met my husband at a funeral.
Funeral?
Yes.
Wow, whose funeral?
A friend of mine in US.
Oh,
Georgia.
So when people were crying,
I was in US.
Okay.
You asked.
Yes.
And
yes,
now
yes.
you are telling me. So should I?
No. Tell me. You were in US.
And then I'm Kita platform.
Yeah. Casa. Oh, now what platform? Casa. Empress One. Casa.
Oh, that was a friend of mine.
Okay.
In US. I was in US,
okay.
So we met, and then he said, "Oh, Nipa Pewu." So
okay.
he wanted me to come.
Ah, okay.
And apparently, that friend too has a relationship with my husband.
Ah, Mr. Doye.
Mr. Doye.
Okay.
So we met there, and everything started.
It started.
Yes.
So,
and that was my first time meeting him. I've heard his name, but I don't know him.
So when you saw him, what happened? Your heart melted like ice cream in the sun.
You see, I have studied something. When you meet somebody that you love, even though you don't know the person, you get some feeling. I don't know. It's a natural thing.
Wow.
Yes.
So it happened to you?
It was a connection. You see, when I saw him, when he saw me, he said, "Oh, that's my wife." I said, "That's my husband."
I see, and that was it.
That is a tips free.
I see.
So
what was the most romantic thing he's done for you?
Oh, that was yesterday.
Yesterday? What did he do for you?
I think early in the morning.
Okay.
I slept. You see, I've not seen some before. Okay. I've not experienced it before, like Vows Day, seeing somebody celebrating his or her wife. I've not.
It's not happened to you before?
No, and I'm saying it for a fact. I have not.
Even when you had a boyfriend back in the day,
I said, read my lips. I have not. And this is my first time.
Wow.
I have not.
So when did
this is the first time like I'm seeing something like that.
Wow. So what happened? I'm
like
curious.
You see me sorry how much about me so after that I slept, and you know in the morning you see your husband just telling you, "Baby, I love you." And then you see a beautiful gift. When I open it, I started crying.
It was a car.
No,
Was
you know,
a house?
I have my I have my own
I know
cars.
you have your stuff.
No,
yeah.
let me clear this. I have my own cars. 2016,
Okay.
I bought a car and I registered it.
Empress One.
Empress One.
Empress One.
So people have to know that Empress, not Odinile.
So what gift was that? I'm curious.
The gift I am saying is, I saw, you see this reddish thing, you know, with the chocolate.
Ah, okay. Was lingerie?
Oh,
maybe sir.
Like everything, you know. The parcel was a ladies thing.
Okay.
I can't really, yes, the ladies things, you know.
He bought it himself?
Yes.
Wow.
And you know, when he called, he said, hey, Madame Fubi say, ne yore, no size here, pentino, ubet me the size, mommy. So I gave everything out. I gave everything
Oh my
out.
God, we're getting the other side of Gifty Adoye, formerly Gifty, you're saying, but her brand name on the music scene has still not changed. So, but we're wrapping up the conversation shortly. What food does Mr. Adoye like?
Bengku and okra stew.
When you cook it, there's something.
Oh,
something is doing him.
He can eat it.
What do you say to those people who think that you are in this marriage not because of love, but because of relationship and connection and political expediency? What do you say to them? What do you say to them? Have you heard it? You have heard it too?
No. Do you know something? My husband is a politician. Empress, I am not a politician. I am a musician, a renowned musician. So both of us, we really understand each other.
Okay.
And I am not going into his lane. And he's not also coming into my lane.
Would you mount the MPP's political campaign platform to help it? Would you mount the MPP's political campaign platform, you know, if your husband asks you to?
What do I do?
You're a musician.
Thank you.
Would you?
No. So far as I am a musician, a renowned gospel musician, that is my work. If they are calling me to sing, it's a work, so I'm going to work.
So you're going to work?
Oh, yes.
But you campaign for Nana in 2020?
If you say I will campaign for Nana, that is a different thing.
No, but your husband supports Nana.
No, my husband is an MPP. Don't say he supports. My husband is a fool. When my husband eats MPP, he part with MPP.
Are you MPP too?
I can't tell you my stand.
Are you NDC?
Oh, I can't tell you now.
You can't tell us.
Because you use it and twist my mouth. But I'm telling you my husband's position. And so be it, my husband will never change.
Okay.
And he's not going to change.
I see.
That's so be it. Empress is not going to change. I'm not going to be a politician. I am going to be a musician. So when you're having your wedding and you call me, I am coming as a musician. So that is when the NDC, MPP needs Empress on their stage. I am coming to. That's my job.
If both of them call you, you go and sing.
Why not?
Okay.
Are you not in this country? You didn't see Shatawale.
I saw Shatawale. Okay. Anyway, we're wrapping up the conversation. That's your camera. You want to tell me how many children you want to have for Mr. Adoye?
Still a secret.
Counselor Rabbi is here. Rabbi is here. So Rabbi Odamia Sai is here. But how many albums you have now?
Now I have 4.
4. You have 4 children?
No, no, please. I have 5 children.
You have 5 children?
Yes.
Okay, so you will have another with Hobson Adoye?
Of course.
How many? 2?
That one is a secret.
But I want to know because somebody wants to give you a vehicle, a car. So we want to give you a family-sized car.
When I'm going to do the thing, I'm not going to call you.
Okay.
And you're not going to be our referee day.
Yeah.
So I can't tell you.
But after you finish, we will know.
I can't tell you. Maybe I'll give you 10, 20, because we need more people to vote. See, so I don't know.
Are you winning something at the VGMA this year?
No, I don't have any song yet.
You didn't?
Yes, but I have this Kenya Award.
Okay.
This award is for Ghana.
I see.
I have 5 nominations.
Wow.
And Ghanaians, please vote for your Empress because I'm going to Kenya to bring you this award. I want them to vote.
I see. What do you say to those who think you are too shepe for a gospel artist?
I am not too shepe. Empress is very simple. This dress was given to me by Diva Strain. It was free.
Free?
Yes. This NAS, everything you
And
see.
yesterday your husband gave you ladies things free.
Yes.
Give me a high five. Empress gives you Sarah there on your screen, so she's always a delight to have a conversation with. Go check YouTube and all the channels and get to enjoy some of her videos. So she says, if God wants to bless you and somebody is blocking you, new betucha. Coming up shortly is Rabbi Odami Ansah. We're discussing a very touchy subject. Maybe I should start with Empress and ask her one question. If your husband suddenly decides to go for a DNA test because he suspects that the children you have with him are not his, and it turns out that the DNA test proves that the children are indeed his, what would be your next course of action? What would you do?
Divorce.
You divorce him?
Yeah.
Why would you divorce him?
You don't trust me. Giving birth, I was staying with you for maybe 2 children, 3 children, and now you are telling me you need a DNA. That means you don't trust me.
So you divorce him?
So when we go, how can I stay with you again?
Okay.
Very important topic on Heart Bay. We're asking the question, if your husband took your children for a paternity test, what will be the result? Would you stay with him? Would you leave? How would you handle your relationship thereafter? Joining me in studio is Rabbi Odami Ansah, founder and CEO of Marriage Clinic, and he's going to be telling us exactly how to go about this. Good morning, Rabbi.
Good morning.
So it's sensitive because we've had, these stories come out in the media. We've heard about these things where a man may think that his wife has cheated and so will take the children out there for a paternity test. After this, irrespective of the results, let's start off with how you move on in that relationship.
All right. I think thank you for this opportunity and hello to everyone. Nothing happens for happening's sake. There's always a reason why something would happen.
Okay.
You understand? So when such a thing happens, first the individual will have to, retreat, take a backstage and ask yourself, why would my husband or my spouse demand such a thing?
Right.
You understand? And I always ask people, is there not a cause? All right. Maybe there will be some things that has gone on that has led to your husband, suspecting.
Okay.
But you can't immediately take any action. The best action you have to take is to be calm under the circumstance, and then you retreat and evaluate, your life with your husband and what has transpired so far. Now, there is a saying that if you are called at the chief's palace and you have not done anything, then you wouldn't panic.
Right.
So you ask your hand if your hand has gone to do something bad that has stolen, slapped somebody. And then you ask your mouth if your mouth has also gone to insult or done something wrong.
Right.
And then for we the men, you ask your manhood if it has gone to impregnate. Now, if your manhood has not gone to impregnate any person, then you can be free to go to the chief's palace.
Right.
So if your husband is asking for a DNA test and you know within your heart that you have not done anything wrong, you just have to be calm. The DNA test will reveal and expose the whole thing out.
Doesn't that start to, border on trust, mistrust, and broken trust? Because if I, the woman, feel that I have an open communication with you, you tell me what you're thinking, and I suggest to you that, in all honesty, I haven't done anything, and so I believe the children are yours, and you still go beyond that and want a DNA test. I think that will, mar the relationship to some extent, and it will not be easy to come back and restore what you had in the past.
Perfect. Yes, it wouldn't make the relationship good anyway.
Right.
But it doesn't mean that if things go wrong, things can also not go right. You understand? Anything that goes wrong can also go right. So that's why you have to relax. Yes, pain will come, feelings will come, emotions would be bad.
Right.
But it does not mean you should take a final decision there. Wait until the DNA test comes, and when it comes, you are on. Then in front of everybody in society, you have been exonerated. Now, if the man is a very humble man and would eat the humble pie, fine, say, I'm sorry. And if he says, I'm sorry, then I would advise the woman to forgive. Because the reason why there is that word forgiveness means that there will be someone who would offend you.
Right.
Now, in my deal with people at the marriage clinic, I ask people who qualifies to offend you. So who qualifies to offend you?
Oftentimes the people you like or love.
People who are close to you.
Yeah.
They are the people who might offend you the more. Now, I also say that if someone qualifies to offend you, then the person also qualifies for forgiveness.
This sounds very difficult. It seems like something that's easy to say, but difficult to practicalize.
It sounds very difficult, but hey, would you also need forgiveness in the future?
You may, but not to that extent, probably.
Fine. Well, who qualifies to offend you to that extent? Someone will say, if someone else did it to me, I wouldn't be, it wouldn't pain me. So who qualifies to do that to you? He says, if someone else did it to me, it wouldn't pain me. Fine. It's because you trusted the person and you didn't think ever that this person can do this to me. That's why it is paining you. You understand? So the question then comes, who qualifies to do that to you?
So now they found out the test is negative, meaning the children are theirs. The children belong to both parties. Is it enough for the man to just ask for forgiveness, be forgiven, and then what happens to the family unit and the children, the impact on those children? Because now in their minds, daddy doesn't think or didn't think we're his. What could have, caused this? And then there's whole family dynamics where the children may not be speaking it, but in their mind, they're thinking funny about their father or their mother. How do you bridge that?
You see, everyone is body and emotions. And if you want to get to someone, get to the heart of the person, the soul of the person. So what they have to do is to orient the children, speak to them. Words are powerful. Words can heal. Words can bring a whole nation that's on fire to be calm. So all that has to be done is to orient, speak words, apologize, ask children, Charlie, forgive me, I thought this is it. But your mom is the best mom. Everything proves that she didn't cheat on me. And I'm sorry.
Rabbi, I'm sure if we were to take a poll on this particular question, many people will say once the person has even gone to that extent of asking for a DNA test, leave the marriage. But you are of a different opinion. But assuming people still think that, it's not easy to stay with someone who doesn't trust you. And so the option is to pick your children and leave. What's your take?
Well, I think that it has not gotten to the stage where you have to leave. I mean, people can have their opinions and can think the way they want to think, but that doesn't mean that every opinion must be taken. You understand?
And let me flip it. In Ghana, oftentimes it's as if when it comes to these funny issues in the family orientation, the men are excused, because if it was possible for a woman to ask for DNA testing for children to prove whether they're hers or not, then the men would, ask and be very irate about it. So if we flipped this, if the situation was possible and a wife demanded that test, the man may possibly walk out for asking that. Why would the woman ask this in Ghana, in our particular cultural context? Do you agree with me?
Yes, I agree with you there. But you see, women may also want to walk out. But I'm saying that it hasn't gotten to the stand where you walk out. I only advise people to walk out when life is at stake. When you are losing your life. It's not reasonable, it's not sensible to lose your life because of marriage. So if life is not at stake, but life has been damaged, image has been damaged, reputation has been damaged, it can be repaired. So the man can repair the wife's image again. I said it, the way he blown it. He can come again, the same platform, and now say, hey, I'm ashamed. The woman, not knowing, was good. So we can repair.
Very well. So now let's flip it again. The DNA test comes and it shows some of the children are theirs, others are not.
That becomes a problem. You understand? Then it means that at a point, cheating came in. And as for that one, if the Bible demands that if someone becomes an unfaithful person, and even that, you still have the discretion to forgive. You understand? Yeah, that's why forgiveness is there. So you should have I would, when you come to the clinic, I would tell you, consider forgiveness. Yes, consider forgiveness and make sure you forgive and forgive very well. But if you cannot forgive, why not?
But even if, so you do the test and all the children are not yours.
If you do the test and all the children are not yours, I would say goodbye.
You will at that point.
I would advise that let it be goodbye. Yes, I would advise that let it be goodbye.
You wouldn't advise that they stay in and still deal with it, because this is someone who has fathered certain children and has come to understand. Remember, not everyone would have biological children, and if maybe you even adopted, the love you've shown them over these years, the investments you've made in these children's lives, if you really say you loved them at some point, can you just say goodbye like that?
Well, if you are living with a spouse who can be so wicked to hide things from you to a certain point, not come out herself or himself, but you have to go to that extent to find out, then that person is wicked. And you have to be careful with that person. Trust me. You can't joke with your life anymore. The person can even do something evil against you, because that kind of stand is even an evil activity. You understand? So at that point, I would say goodbye, and I would advise anyone, if you can, say goodbye, because hey, this is a dangerous person.
So what do you tell the children? Because they're calling you daddy, they're still looking up to you.
The children are innocent, it's not their fault. So you can adapt them as your children, you understand, and still show them love. And even if you want to say goodbye to their mom, because of the children, you can say goodbye in peace and not in pieces. You understand? You can. It's only that the two of you cannot live together. It doesn't mean you are enemies. You understand? So you can meet up. Charlie, what's up? How are the children? Ah, my babe, my boys, how are my girls? You know. But the two of you, I will not leave you.
So final word to you: would you endorse DNA or paternity testing at any point in the marriage?
Well, if there are doubts, the doubts must be cleared, because the way you think, the way you feel towards something can affect your attitude towards the relationship. And you know, attitude means everything in a relationship. So at a certain point where there are doubts, I would recommend that we clear those doubts. And if DNA is the best way, we would go for it.
Very well. I'd like to say thank you to you, Rabbi Odame Ansah. He's the founder and CEO of Marriage Clinic, and we have been touching on this very important discussion. I hope you picked a thing or two about it, and you certainly join us next week when we have Hard Bay on Friday at the same time.
If things can go wrong at Marriage Clinic, we believe that things can also go right.
Indeed, they will come there and meet you.
But it all depends on your attitude.
It certainly does. Attitude means a lot. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more here. Stay with us.
I promised you a packed show. Guess what? Was supposed to have ended at 9, but just when you're about closing, and then you get a legend of comedy on the continent of Africa knocking on your door, what do? You fling it open and you welcome him. He's one of Africa's finest, the world's foremost, if you ask me, and he's of Nigerian extraction. Our own man, Clint, the drunk. It's a new year. Can you stop drinking?
Okay. Have you started? Sorry.
It is a new.
I like the swinging pattern. You say I'm of Nigerian extraction.
Is it? What are you?
I'm not extracted. I traveled.
Okay.
By myself. Extraction means you are deported.
Oh, okay.
But that means you are a bad angle of life. You are like a disease. That is, you're from the inside. You have what we call an epidemical microscope.
What does that mean?
Of dicotyledon.
What does that mean?
It affects your brain.
It's a new year. Can you stop drinking?
What of the old year? What happened to that one?
It's
Let me tell you, it's a new year. That means we need to increase in whatever we were doing, provided it is positive, except for HIV.
So what did you drink today?
Me? How will I know? Liquid. I drank liquid. It's watery in nature, but it has some content that, like, it has a chemical decomposition of 1,1,2,2-dimethyl-butane.
Wow. More than comedy is what we're talking about. Clint, welcome to Ghana. This is your home.
You're welcome to Ghana too. This is your home. You are the one in home. This is my anyway, I'm here to enjoy myself. My friend is doing a big program, and that's why I'm here.
Just the other day, I came out
this
of my
TV station. I love TV3. TV3 gave me a big leap in my career. Thank you so much. God bless you.
I see.
Anybody come against you, thunder fire the person.
Amen. More than comedy, you are in a crowd. What's your mission here?
Kevin Sapp. Do you know Kevin Sapp?
Kevin Sapp, musician, comedian.
Honestly, he's a combination of dichotoledron.
Okay.
He has the musical aspect of comedy that has been intertwined in such a way that it has an upheaval of emotional boogie. He's doing his wonderful show more than comedy, and that's why I'm here. I'm here with some other people. Do you know Josh Too Funny?
I know him.
Oh my Josh, he's
Josh,
too funny.
Josh, it's crazy. Why
Him
do you
and
keep
his
putting
brother.
cotyledon in every sentence?
Because it's bilateral.
Okay.
Bilateral. If you check it, it is openable, and when you open it, you have what we call the biometrics of what was the question?
Anyway, we're meeting at 5 p.m. When is the show? Today
Yes.
at 5 p.m. at
5
the
p.m.
Accra International Conference Center.
Yes.
The tickets are selling for 30 Ghana cedis only. But what
At
are we
the gate.
at the gate?
Once you get there,
You get it. What are we to expect from Clint the Drunk?
I don't know what to expect, but I know what you can suspect. Let me tell you the truth. This today, I want to. From here, I'm going to go somewhere. They invited me for alcohol tasting something.
Alcohol tasting?
Yes.
Where, in Ghana?
No, outside Ghana.
Have you heard about our Ghana Drunkers Association?
Yes, I'm the president.
Of our Ghana Drunkers Association?
International.
Internationally, you are the
I'm
president.
international.
How much do your people pay for dues?
We don't pay dues. We are due to. We are already there due to what we are doing. So no dues. Buy a drink, drink it. We are aiming at having people get to a level where they understand that when you drink too much, this is what you look like.
Is your job difficult?
My brother, this is the hardest job in Africa.
More Than Comedy is happening at the Accra Trade Fair, International Trade Fairs at large. Tonight,
a lot of people are there.
Yes, I'm going to mention all of them.
Yes, mention
I'm seeing Miss Bell. I see Clint the Drunk is going to be there as well. And I'm seeing, well, Hogan is going to be there, my good brother Hogan. Eriga, Miss Bell, Josh.
Eriga, not Eriga.
Eriga. You need to shake your head to say Eriga. Okay. Eriga will be there. Josh Funny, Crebello. Josh Too Funny, Crebello, and Young Chef, Parara, Keche, Parrot Mouth, MC Tom Tom, and Four Bend Dance. Tonight is going to be packed. It's going to be More Than Comedy. The red carpet starts at 5 p.m. and you're going to be there. Regular tickets 30 Ghana cedis, VIP 50 Ghana cedis, and if you want a table for 8 people, I'm sure you want that, it's 1,300 cedis only. You could call 057-030-9868. Okay, Clint. Clint.
You say?
What is happening?
I was reading newspaper.
There's no newspaper there.
My brother, for TV to be like this, is either this is a billboard or you people are confused at what you want to do here. Okay, if inside the TV station you have a TV this big, which TV do you want people at home to use?
They'll use their phones to stream.
Okay, you are reducing the size.
Yeah, we're reducing the size. Clint, thank you for coming. Always a pleasure to have
you want to send me out?
No, tonight.
This program, I am taking over. Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to the program. And today, More Than Comedy.
No, we're signing out.
I need to peace.
You wait to peace where? We are signing out. We're signing out. So sign out.
Okay. So keep watching. Please, like I go.